Hi there, I want to talk to you today about a fabulous little way that I have helped manage the amount of things that I've got on without going totally mad. And no, it's not my chickens, although they do help because I collect eggs every day. And not my cows, even though they come down and talk to me every day looking out for molasses. Would you believe it is my simple concept of a timer? This timer, or a timer like this, I think is found in every single home. It's been used for cooking eggs and for cooking meat and vegetables and steaming, whatever. But it's also got some other great uses. And I did used to use this occasionally when I was working. But what I didn't like was the ticking. It's hard to think with all that ticking. So I think that this is the same thing with this young guy called, what was his name? His name was Francesco Crillo. He was an Italian student in 1987 who got the concept of having a break when he's working and how best to maximise the time he's got. You see, it just seems to be like human nature that when we really hone into something that we love, sometimes we have to do it, but often it's the things we really love doing too, time just has no meaning. And so you'll look at something and before you know it, you can look at the clock and it's, oh my God, 2 hours has gone by, where's it gone? That's very much like how I work, and sometimes I found it wasn't always productive because you'd get up and you'd be absolutely exhausted because like 2 hours of focusing in on something, it's just hard on the brain. So what he ended up doing was he practiced different ways of working for 10 minutes or 15 minutes and then having a break. And he seemed to have polished it quite well because it actually became the standard over time. I mean, this is really not that old. I mean, it's 1987 this guy started this idea. And really by 2010 it's become the standard in which a lot of people are taught how to study. But you shouldn't leave it just for studying. I think anybody who needs to focus or hyper-focus should learn how to give themselves a break. Now, you could even use it if you want to play your games, if you want to do something, if you want to have some Facebook or YouTube, doom scrolling and things like that, and you don't want to let half a day go past, put the timer on. It gives you the grace of having the things that you like doing or feel you have to do, and then stop. So how does a tomato timer work? And why did he get the name tomato timer? Because this guy in Italy, of course, had a tomato timer. I've got the little chef, my little man I call it, and he had a little tomato timer because, it's Italy, tomatoes. I guess that's why. Now, I'm going to show you my screen. I'm going to have a look. Let's have a click a few buttons. Oops, I'm on the... Where are we? So to do a little bit of chat searching. I'm going to talk at another time about my fabulous different chat models. Now here's the tomato timer. So the tomato timer works a bit like this. You work in bursts of 25 minutes. You can set the time yourself, but it's sort of been proven that 25 minutes is a nice time to say, okay, I want to get this done in this certain time. I'm going to now, set the timer. So the timer starts here and you click set the timer and it'll count down and then a little noise will happen, all right? I want to stop that. But then when you've finished, when you've finished, the option is you can have a short break. And the idea was that you have a few short breaks and then you take a long break. And the idea of that is that when you take this break, you actually physically stop what you're doing, and no matter what it is, you just walk away. It takes a little bit of discipline because you think, oh my God, I've got to get this done. I'm in the groove, I'm in the flow. But I can attest to this from my own experience. I can attest to this. From my own experience, I have found that by stopping and just cutting off that thinking for just a few minutes has been really significant in coming back, and all of a sudden the methods in which you've got to get something done, they do tend to move quite a lot quicker. You heard the old saying about, if you've got a problem, sleep on it. And that is true as well. I have found that has worked, aside from the fact people said they can't get to sleep, well, that's a different aspect. But sometimes you've just got to look at a problem and say, you know what, I've done the best I can. I can't think anymore. I'm going to sleep on it. And when you go to sleep, it is amazing what sleep does as well. It compartmentalizes all your memories and experiences during the day. And if you go to sleep with that mindful state that you'd like to solve a problem, it is uncanny how wonderful the mind is and lets you do it. But I think it only really works if you're not too shortchanged of sleep, because if you work till you're totally exhausted, your body it doesn't ever really catch up. You can't gain that sleep that you've lost. You have to just basically catch up to being, in a good state again. So how do I actually use this? I'm going to go back to this lovely little window, and I'm going to show you how I use it. I do a right click, and I actually will do here, bookmark the tab. And when I go to bookmark the tab, it'll ask me, I'm going to call it a tomato, and I'm going to put it on my bookmark bar, and done. And here it is. Oh, can't even spell. Let me just rename that one, because I'm obviously, can't have that, not spell, edit, call it tomato. So here I have my tomato timer, and it will take me to the website. There are apps you can get and download for this, but for me, I'm really just after simplicity, and you have to enable desktop alerts. But what I'm looking for is just a way to make my work a little bit more streamlined. Now, when I did a search on him, it was saying the late 2000s, he had a free PDF and taught workshops and on productivity, and it's basically about a focus booster, because I don't think that the mind requires extra freedom. I think it just needs a few little guardrails and permission to stop. Permission to stop and just get yourself back into the groove, and you can then get that focus back on track and get your jobs done. So what he was saying too is the Pomodoro timer. It's not very special. It's just a novelty timer originally, like a tomato. That's why the Pomodoro timer got its name. But he's saying 25 minutes and 5-minute break, and after 4 of them, you take at least a 15 to 30-minute break. And from that, he felt that you got much more productivity, and you ended up, you change it to suit your own rhythm, obviously, but that has worked. And every time that I have forgotten to turn the Pomodoro on, I have found that it has been, I've noticed that you get tired a lot quicker. I mean, for me, I've got so many things that I'm doing in my head that I feel like I need to box and compartmentalize them up myself. And I don't know how you feel, and it doesn't matter how old you are. You can be older or younger. It is really a matter of being able to manage your headspace. And particularly on my computer, on my new Linux computer, which ChatGPT helped me build, I have got a tomato timer up in the corner, and I can just click it on, and it will then have a countdown. It's visible, but a very small, subtle countdown. It's actually on my computer itself, which is even handier for me. And you can get an app, on your phone if you like. I don't have any apps on my phone. It's one of these Pixel phones, the Google Graphene phones. I don't have anything except for a phone and a camera. And I found it to be quite useful. I'd be interested to know where you get stuck on things. What are the things that suck up your time without you knowing? I mean, we can watch a movie for a couple of hours. Well, I can't watch much television. I don't watch television, and I'm finding that when I sit down and watch television, because I've gotten older, time is of the essence. I can't waste my time watching other people earn money and me just sitting here watching them giving me nothing. They don't give me anything except a headache sometimes. But there you are. I've told you a little bit about the tomato timer. I hope that you will want to use it. I'm going to talk in the very near future about the different models of ChatGPT and what I think they are great for and how they're used. So there's quite a few different models around, not just ChatGPT. There's different large language models, and I'm going to go through all the different little fancy words that are being said and help explain to you just how they how it's not that hard. You just got to know, just got to be able to know a few of the words. Still here, still speaking. Ruby signing off.